Rich here from 2RC Productions, RC Chat. I got Ryan here.
How's it going?
Alright, today I promised this review a while back, and today we're going to get it done finally. We're doing a three-way comparison. The Estes Proto X, the Blade Nano Qx, and the HeliMax 1SI. And these are all quadcopters. And I know that the Estes Proto X is a little bit smaller than the rest of them. It's more like a micro versus a mini, but I put it into this category. Price point is not even close. We're going to start with the Proto X right here and talk about this a little bit. The Proto X is $39.99. Okay, and it comes with this little quadcopter, which has LEDs on it, lights up real nice. When you're flying, you could fly at nighttime with it. During the day, you could still see them. It comes with this charger here that plugs in a USB port on the computer, or if you want to get an adapter from like a phone charger, you can plug it in the wall. That's what I prefer to do. Comes with a 2.4 gigahertz controller. You can see the size of that controller compared to the Blade or the HeliMax. I mean, it's dramatically smaller. Now, I don't have real big hands. For a guy that's got huge hands, it might be hard to control. For me, it's not too bad. It's a little different. Once you get the hang of it and using your thumb for the stick controller here, it's not too bad. The Estes Proto X has a built-in LiPo battery. It's meant not to be changed, but I heard of guys saying on the internet that you can get a replacement battery. Hobbytown USA, I heard, has them that you can take it apart and change the battery. The only thing that I don't really like about it is the charge time. It seems to take a long time, anywhere from a half hour to 40 minutes for maybe a 3 or 4 minute run time. But I will say this about the Estes Proto X. This thing, you got to consider a price here, $39.99, handles incredibly. The control, the precise accuracy of flight, how fast it climbs, turning and spinning, and I mean, it's a 4-channel. So you have your up and down, you have your side to side, you have your spinning, and you have your forward and backward. Okay, that's a 4-channel. Now I'm going to go on to the Blade Nano Qx here. I'm going to kind of give you an all-around feel for each one, and give you my thoughts on which I think is better and why. This is the Blade Nano Qx. Okay, it comes with a USB charger. It comes with a 150 milliamp LiPo. It comes with a 4-channel Blade controller. Okay, this is a stick controller also. This one's almost kind of like a gaming controller. I would compare it maybe to like a PlayStation controller, the feel. Very comfortable in the hand. Very precise controls, again, like the Proto X. Extremely lightweight. I think it's about a half a gram or something, if I remember right. Don't quote me on that, but it's very, very light. This thing, handling, precise control. I'm not an expert flyer. I started flying these things probably maybe 6 months ago or something like that. We started out with a little 3-channel. And saw how much fun they are, and then we started flying them a little more. But this thing handles phenomenal. You can fly it in a small area. It's got a lot of power. I've tried to fly it outside a couple times, and outside is tough. You have to have 0 to no wind. If you have even a 3 to 5 mile an hour wind, it kind of takes it. You could drive it, but to me, it's not that enjoyable. I would say you have 0 wind outside would be okay, and it's great for inside. Great for inside. You could fly in small spaces. And at the end of this video, I'm going to do a little demonstration flight of each of these to give you an idea in a small area how you can fly them. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is the HeliMax 1SI quadcopter. The difference between this one and what these packages come with is this one has a camera on it. We had a video shot of some footage, test footage that's overhead on my channel, so you can see how it looks. And footage wise, filming is excellent. It looks great. Flying this thing is another story. Okay, it comes with a USB charger also. It comes with a light bulb battery, same thing. It comes with a 4-channel controller, so all the controls are the same on all 3 of these units. This price point here, this one's like $139.99 because it has the camera. It's a little bit more. The Blade Nano Qx is, I believe it's $79.99 or $89. I forget what I paid for that one. And then the QX, like I said, is, or the, I'm sorry, the Proto X is $39.99. Talking about the HeliMax here a little bit. This thing weighs, it's a lot heavier than these other two, okay? It comes with blade guards on it, which I installed, and because this thing is so erratic in flight, they smashed and broke off, so I don't have them on now. Basically, flying this is a lot more complicated than these other two, or the reason I brought the Blade MCX out here and the Scout CX is to show you this was the first helicopter that we got. This thing is extremely easy and predictable to fly, and it's enjoyable. The MCX2, also another Blade product, very predictable, precise controls, responds to exactly what you tell it to do. Now let's go back to the HeliMax. This is the only HeliMax product I have, so maybe some of you YouTubers out there can help me out with this. Maybe they have some HeliMax products, maybe the 1SQ, maybe some of their helicopters, and can give me a little bit of insight on this. But I'll tell you, after buying this product, I don't know if I want to buy any more HeliMax products. Like I said, the camera footage is great. If you have a little bit of wind outside, this is also hard to fly. So basically puts you in an indoor category, I feel, because of its size and its weight. It's heavier than the Nano Qx and the Proto X, but it's not heavy enough to where you could fly outside in a lot of wind. So this brings you to, you want to be outside because you want to take video, overhead video. And you have to fly outside with zero wind also. I mean, you could have a little bit of wind. You can see on my video it was a little bit windy, and it took this thing across the neighborhood, and I had a hard time retrieving it. If it's strictly you're going to buy something to videotape, this could be an option for you. But there's also other models out there. Blade has, you know, quadcopters with cameras. There's other companies that have them. At this price point, $140, maybe, close in that category. Getting back to the handling, what I'm building up to here. This comes with the micro SD card here. It comes with the USB connection to put in the computer, and I'm going to pull these instructions out here a little bit with this thing. This is just a part sheet here that it comes with, part sheet, and then getting into a little bit of the instruction itself. They give you a trim adjustment. Okay, this has a couple of unique features on it. It has a return to home on it, where if you're flying, you hit the button and it's supposed to return to the controller, but that also works kind of erratic for me. It has the feature that you don't have to know where the front of it is. You can program it to where whatever direction, as long as you're holding the controller relative to the unit, you can go side to side, right to left, forward, back, whatever. It'll react to the controller versus having this pointed and then having to know that you have to go back or what direction it's facing. Okay, so it has a couple of nice features like that, maybe found in more expensive models. But trimming this thing, it has a zero out feature where you can zero out the gyro on it, okay? You do that, and then I would take off with this thing, and it would fly more erratic than before I had it stabilized. So that was one problem. The other problem is the Blade product and the Proto X. Every time you start these up, quadcopters, helicopters, whatever, you start them up and then you put them on a level surface and you let them zero out. You let the gyro zero out. That's what stabilizes it. If you don't let that happen, or you put it on an angle like that, it doesn't know what flat is, or say 0 to the earth is for level. And what'll happen is it'll fly erratically. As long as you put it there after you start it up, wait a second, let it balance itself out, they'll take off and hover. They'll fly real nice. This one, the HeliMax, seems to lose that a lot. You take off, and then it's not balanced. You're trimming it. Sometimes you can spend half the battery trying to get the thing trimmed out, and it's very frustrating. Now, it does have steps you could follow. They give you a series. In fact, I'll find it here and read it to you. And basically, they tell you to do this procedure. You have to press down the left stick, then hold down the right stick, press it down 4 times, push up once on the elevator button. This will show that it is in trim adjustment mode, and then you go through and you fly it, and then you adjust your trim, and then it'll lock it in, and that's all fine and good. But then the next time you go to put this thing on, you got to do the same thing again. Very aggravating. Now, I know HeliMax, and the guy that sold this to me told me HeliMax is the Cadillac of helicopters. They're the best, along with Blade. They're the 2 top manufacturers, and I get that. I understand that because I know they sell a lot of units, and it's, you know, everybody knows the name HeliMax. They've been around a long time, but I don't get it. I don't get why this one can't handle the same as this one, or even this one, for half the price. So maybe we could get some comments on that from other people that have them and see. I can get this to fly. Don't get me wrong. I can get it to fly, but it's way more work than these other 2. You can get it to trim out, and I will fly this later and show you. But it is definitely more of a hassle than these other 2. All right, this is the Proto X here. I'm going to show you here. Transmitter is on right now. Turned on, put down, zero out. It's zeroed out. Give you a little bit of flight here. You can see the LEDs are pretty cool. See how stable that thing is. A little turning around, a little backward, a little forward, a little side to side. This thing is pretty cool. I'll just give you a little bit of that. You can zip that way. Zip that way. Going forward. Okay, here's the Blade Nano Qx. I'll show you here. Put the battery in here. I actually have a battery in there already. Might be dead, so I'm not going to take a chance on it. Put the battery in here. It's got a red to red light there, or red to red circle, I should say. You know, put that on, let it zero out. It's blinking red. When it goes blue, that means it's ready for flight. Now it's ready for flight. It's balanced out. That's what I was talking about. Also very stable. Not quite as easy to fly as the Proto X, but it's definitely also a nice unit. So you get a little idea of this thing here too. You can fly it around a small space, spin it around. Okay, now for this bad boy, the HeliMax here. I haven't done anything to this pre-adjustment, nothing. I'm just going to give you an example here. I'm going to plug this in. If I can get it plugged in here. I'm going to turn it around. Plug it in. It's got zero out, blinks. It's still blinking. Setting itself. Now it should be ready to fly. Okay. Now, the other ones I did nothing on the trim at all. I just took them out, fired them up. This one, same thing. Now we'll see what happens. Flying. Okay, not too bad. Actually, it's hovering really nice now. It's drifting back a little bit, but not too bad. See that? See that jerky move? You probably can't see it because I just almost took out my cameraman. It's getting all erratic now. You go one way, you go to go back the other way, and then it darts back. See how it's darting back like that? I want to go forward, I want to turn. Okay, now it's turning. Now it's flying back. I'm all the way stick forward. See that? I go forward, and then it wants to chop backwards. Definitely not as agile. Definitely not as agile. You can definitely tell the way. This is more like a 1977 Delta 88 Oldsmobile versus a Corvette. That's basically how I would compare this to it handling. So it gives you a little idea. Okay, YouTubers, final thoughts on these 3 quadcopters. And I know this is a long video, but I'm compiling 3 reviews into one. So I'm going to say number 1 for my top choice right here, Proto X, without a doubt. $39.99. The most fun to ride. bright LED lights, great handling, great power, everything. Great choice here for anyone. Beginners, guys that have been flying for a while, awesome. Number 2, I'm going to say Blade Nano Qx. Also a great unit. Depends on what you want to do. If you want to do more acrobatic flight, you want something a little bit bigger, this is definitely a way to go. The way Blade robbed us, I believe, is not having LEDs on it. For the price point, they could have put LEDs on it, which would have made it a lot more easier to tell front from the back. Give you a little warning when it shuts down. I was saying, I don't know if I got cut off before, but this one has blinking lights. They start blinking a minute before the battery goes dead, and you have a little bit of warning. This one, when the battery goes dead, the light shuts off and it basically drops out of the sky. Wherever you are, it falls to the ground. Number 3, the HeliMax. Not that enjoyable to drive, in my opinion. Good for camera footage and photos if that's what you want to do. As far as anything else, that one's going to be sitting on the shelf most of the time, I can guarantee you. Anybody got any thoughts on this? Give me a shout. Maybe somebody that's got a little more experience with this or other HeliMax units. I don't want to bash the whole company because this is only my first unit, but give me some thoughts on this. That's all we got today. Rate, subscribe, comment. Let us know your thoughts.
See ya.